Family-centred practice is the cornerstone of best practice in early childhood intervention. For a family, when they're receiving best practice, they should feel like they are an intimate part of their services for their child.
For us, a family-centred service is a service that acknowledges that we come as a group. So while, yes, they're specifically treating Oliver and his specific needs, he comes with his mum and dad. And as the people that provide his care, we also need to know how to facilitate that care, how to support him, how to access the information that we need.
Good job.
Receiving family-centred support for me as a parent is empowering because my therapist is there for 1 hour, but myself, my husband, the rest of our family, we're the ones that are there the rest of the time. And it takes into account the fact that I do have 2 other children and the activities that we need to do for his development and for him to learn and progress fit into our natural home life.
Family-centred practice means understanding the uniqueness of each family. This means that the professionals that you work with are responsive to your cultural and social background. One of the easiest ways for you and your team to come up with the goals for your child is to think about your child's day. What happens from the time they get up in the morning to the time they go to bed at night?
Our biggest family goal is sibling relationships. So my son, he is developmentally behind his younger sister, who's 2 years younger. And as a result, he has lashed out at her quite a lot. So for me, although it's really important for him to read, for example, actually for him to get along with his sister is what's important to us. And our therapists have taken that into account. The therapist will come out to our home. There's a lot of fights in the car, so she's even been out with us in the car to see what happens. She's come to the shops with us. Things that can actually make life really difficult for us as a family. She's come to those environments and provided just practical strategies to help us.
Our early childhood team talked to us about, well, how can Ollie sit at the table with the other children at preschool so that he's not sitting separately? Does there need to be a change in some piece of equipment to do an art experience so that he can participate rather than him trying to adapt? Not so that he has a separate experience, but he's part of that experience.
Working in partnership with professionals can be daunting for some families. Not only are they new to the area of early childhood intervention themselves, but they may have also received services previously that were provided in very much an expert model. So the professional was seen as the person who has all the answers.
When you have a therapist who understands and respects your knowledge of your child and your perspective of them and how best the therapy works, the feeling that it gives you is one of empowerment. It makes you feel like you are a valued and knowledgeable person, and that there is a truly respectful relationship between you and the therapist.
One thing I have learned through our experience over the past 5 years is to actually use therapy to achieve a goal. So therapy is not the goal. Attending weekly therapy is not the goal. One of the best pieces of advice I received was from our behavioural therapist, and she said to me that her role was to fade herself out so that we no longer needed her and build my capacity so that I wasn't dependent on her or a service.
If what the therapist is asking you to do doesn't feel like play and that it's easily achievable for you to just segue into your daily routine, then it's not a strategy that's going to work for you long term. You might be able to sustain it for a short term period of time, but realistically, we're in this for the long haul when you're supporting a child with a disability.
And the more he walks, the more...
One of the goals that we're working on for Alex is to strengthen his hands. Our therapist gave us the ideas of go to the playground and the monkey bars, go rock climbing. That's something that's really fun for our whole family to do. So I don't feel like a therapist, we're having fun, but we're still achieving an outcome.
Many of your team will do a lot of work behind the scenes, so it's important that they let you know what they are doing, whether that's writing up an equipment request, whether that's meeting with childcare or school staff. All of this work is really important and adds to the quality of your service.
So we're quite creative in how we use Alex's therapy funding. Some sessions are spent with just the therapist and I, where she'll be walking me through how I can do things with Alex. Some sessions will be spent with just the therapist making resources. It could be some resources to help his communication or literacy, or some visuals that we can be using at home.
Early childhood intervention understands that the important relationship for your child is the one that they have with you. It's really important that everything that your service does supports and strengthens that relationship.
Do you remember?
One of the things that I think I've gained the most from being part of early intervention is that the therapists have taught me to have faith in myself and to have faith in my knowledge of Ollie and what is best for him and for us as a family. They've also taught me the importance of asking questions and not feeling like any question is a stupid question, and that they have empowered me to know that I know what I'm doing and that I am a confident supporter of our child.
We finished.
Through our experience of parenting a child with a disability, it's helped us become more aware and mindful of how we can best support the needs of all of our children. I know we're going to come across many barriers across his life, but I feel that I've developed the skills to achieve outcomes. I know that whatever barrier we come up against, I know that I'll be able to work through it and get the best that I need for my child.